Absolutely. Well, good morning, everyone. Um, and everyone has been muted by default. And I would ask that if you have questions, please do so in the Q&A tab, and we will try to address them. And depending on the question, Romeo will try to unmute you where possible, but we might just read your question. So I'm Chris Backer, 2020 president of Marin REALTORS. I thank you so much for participating in today's dues billing question and answer session. It's great to be with you today. Seeing your names on the screen just is the best alternative right now to seeing you in person. So I know that many of you have been through some trying times lately, and I'm glad that we can all get together as Marin REALTORS community. I want to start off by saying big thank you to all the realtors who've reached out to either me or Romeo to offer feedback, ask for guidance, or simply just talk things out about what our business should be looking like, dating back to when the first shelter-in-place order came out on March 16th. We are here for you, the members, and the best way to do that is to not operate on an island. So we really appreciate that feedback. And then I also want to recognize and thank you to the various board members and committee members who are on this call today. I know your time is valuable and you've given so much to the association. So, I'm grateful that you're here alongside me, always learning and always getting up-to-date information to pass out along to our members when you're out there. I wanted to talk a little bit about the dues plan and how we got here. So I made this announcement before a week ago or 2 weeks ago at our virtual general membership meeting. I'm proud to announce the culmination of a lot of hard work and consideration from both our budget committee and our board of directors about how our association will navigate these tough times moving forward. Many of our members have asked, what are we going to do about dues? And so shortly after the shelter-in-place order went into effect, we knew that the association would need to look at a different financial relief avenues in order to help our members. We had several special budget committee meetings in order to examine a variety of scenarios to ultimately bring a recommendation to the board of directors. I'm very impressed and lucky to have the volunteer realtor members who I have serving on budget committee and the board of directors in order to make this decision in a deliberate fashion. So here's the plan. So due to the catastrophic impact of COVID-19 on the real estate industry, the Marin REALTORS Association is applying a 25% credit to your 2020 realtor dues. So this amounts to a credit of $118.75, effectively eliminating your realtor dues for the quarter of the fiscal year most impacted by the coronavirus. The Marin REALTORS Board of Directors voted to grant the credit to help ease the impact of the pandemic on our members. The credit is meant to help you navigate the recovery from the unprecedented coronavirus pandemic through the end of 2020. In technical terms, this means that the board of directors voted to bill for only half of your annual dues at this time, and that with the COVID-19 credit applied, realtors will only pay for 1/4 of their local dues that are due July 1, 2020. Additionally, starting January 1, 2021, the Marin REALTORS will move to a single dues billing cycle for the fiscal year. So the board is proposing the following bylaws change that would simplify and improve your membership renewal experience in 2021. So this means that your state or your local, state, and national dues will all be payable on one single unified invoice at the beginning of the year. This change would simplify the budget and planning process for you and for the association, and would provide you with a single invoice for tax and cash flow purposes. Instead of receiving 2 invoices, you would receive a single invoice sent in October that would be due January 1st. As part of this bylaws change, the association is exploring the possibility of paying local dues in installments, as well as an additional piece of flexibility for members, so that provides an additional piece of flexibility for the members. This proposed change, along with the online membership management portal that we launched in 2019, are part of the Marin REALTORS plan to simplify and streamline the membership renewal and payment process. So I'm sure you all will have several questions, and I would just want to let you all know that this information was communicated at our virtual general membership meeting held on May 5th, which was attended by 121 members. Unfortunately, due to a glitch in the system, we were not able to record the virtual meeting as we intended. So Realtor members also received our message about dues billing on May 5th. That email was opened by 56% of recipients. The morning of Friday, May 8th, 2020, dues were posted to members' accounts and another message went out. This email was opened by 59% of recipients. So really, really great open rate. So we're happy to see that. So we feel that our membership is educated about this change. So please note that we ask our members to pay by credit card, if at all possible, for the health and the safety of our staff. Dues billing statements have been physically mailed to members on this week. Please note that there are also voluntary contributions to Schools Rule and the Realtor Action Fund, or also known as RAF. We can show the accompanying benefits sheet and Schools Rule information sheet and the dues explanation that members will receive in this mailing. I believe Romeo has that up on the screen right now. So with that, me and Romeo are happy to take a couple of questions for those in attendance. And Romeo, I'll just turn it back over to you.
Okay, thank you, Chris. I do want to start off with one question that I have received from several members, and there's a concern about getting all of the dues due in January. So the answer that we have given, and Chris, I'll let you add anything if I leave anything out, is that there's a couple of things. One, the notices will be mailed with at least 2 months of notice in advance. So the dues that are due in January would be mailed out by, or would be sent, or you would be notified by October. And we are also working on a way to be able to split the local portion of your dues in installments.
Great. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that was something that I really hope that people understood from the meeting, was just that, you know, we're going to do everything in our power to try to make that a credible alternative, a resource for our members.
Okay. A couple other questions that I've received is how do I get the one-time credit? The answer to that is that the COVID-19 dues credit is automatically applied to the 2020 local realtor dues that have already gone out, that our realtors have already been invoiced, and they should be receiving those in the mail over the weekend.
Okay, great. And you said that some people have already logged in and paid?
Yes, we've had a pretty decent amount of members that have either called and paid over the phone. I received a couple of paper checks in the office, and we do know that several members have logged into our IMS portal on the website. So I do want to ask for anybody who may be watching, we do recommend, if you can, to log in. Every communication that we've sent out has instructions on how to log in. I even shot a video on how to log in and pay your dues online. We are asking for the health and safety to try to do those online. It's faster, they get posted quicker, but also keeping in mind we are a small staff. If somebody gets sick, it will have a huge impact on our ability to serve you. So we do ask that if at all possible, try to limit those paper checks. Certainly want to, in observing the social distancing guidelines, certainly want to limit any possibility of people touching a paper check and, you know, touching their face and possibly getting sick. Let's see, I'm seeing a couple.
I had a question that I think might be relevant for everyone to know. Our members do have the option, if they were so desired, to pay the dues as they were, right, without the credit. So to put a different way, they could pay the normal dues instead of absorbing the $118 credit if they felt like it, right? Is there a way in the billing system?
It is not automatically set up. I would ask that they either send us an email letting us know, which they can do at memberservices@marincountyrealtors.com, or give us a call at the main phone number 415-507-1000 and let us know, and we can create an invoice that would let people do that.
Okay.
I think that one of the questions that we get a whole lot is actually on the process of paying your dues. The amount that is shown that is due is $118.75. However, our members log in and it automatically shows a number that's higher than that. And that includes a suggested contribution to Schools Rule Marin for $25 and a suggested RAF contribution of $49. Both of those are editable to any amount. I would suggest that now is a time where students that are going to school may need more resources. Schools Rule has been the charity that we use, that we have adopted for many years. And when we go back to something closer to normal, when kids are in school, they may have some educational issues that they need to make up. So I think this is a great time if you have the ability to make that contribution and help Marin County students. The other thing is, I know I can speak for myself and my staff, is the Marin Realtor staff, the California Association Realtor staff, and the National Association staff are working harder than ever advocating on your behalf, trying to get policies in advance in favor of the practice of real estate. And this is the time that the advocacy from RAF is most important. This is the time that we really need that. So I certainly encourage our members to consider, if they have the possibility to contribute to RAF. It's something that I personally believe in and I contribute to. And I just want to address something. I believe I may have misspoken. I said it is $25 to Schools Rule. It is, the suggested amount is $20. I misspoke because that's the amount that I added in the video to show that you could change that amount up.
Okay. And just on the RAF point, could you give an example of what Realtor Action Fund, what would be an example of where those dollars would go?
Okay.
So the RAF helps us to give money to candidates that are running, that understand the real estate industry. So certainly some of those have gone to our members in Congress, and several of those members have been very crucial in being able to extend the pandemic unemployment assistance to realtors and other people who aren't traditionally categorized as employees.
Thanks. Do you see any other questions on your end, Romeo? I don't see any.
Let's see. I have a question. Are there any thoughts from NAR or CAR doing anything specifically regarding dues? Is there a hardship consideration? I can answer that we just had our National Association of Realtors conference, which would have been held in Washington, D.C. They held it virtually. That just concluded today, this morning. And from all of the conversation that I heard there, is the National Association of Realtors is doing their best to convey value to their members. They are providing education and resources. Many things that used to have a cost are now free. Many costs have been reduced. They're focusing their efforts there. There has not been a discussion to lower dues. Of course, those dues are due in January. So if you are a member of the Marin Association of Realtors or any association of realtors, you have already paid dues, and so you're good until the next billing cycle. So the answer there is that there has not been a discussion in lowering dues from the National Association of Realtors. I would say we had President Jeannie Radzik from the California Association of Realtors as our guest speaker at our virtual general membership meeting. And in the, Chris, I'll let you jump in if I left something out, but it is my understanding that they feel that in a similar position, that they are working harder now than ever. And this is when your dues dollars count for you. At one point, they extended their hours for the COVID helpline. They have responded to the text 24/7. So I do not believe that there has been any conversation about the California Association of Realtors.
It was not taken up by the board of directors 2 weeks ago when we were there for the California Association of Realtors board of directors meetings. Great, good question.
So one of the questions that I've heard from a member is how is the association able to do this? And I want to mention that the board of directors and the budget and finance committee had multiple special meetings with our accounting team. We looked at the budget. There are various things that we were able to cut out. Obviously, travel is a big ticket item. We were able to make several strategic cuts, and we were also able to look at our reserves and be able to pull from some of our healthy reserves that we maintain for rainy days such as this. Okay.
All right.
I believe that concludes the questions that we've received.
Great.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was the goal of this meeting, was to make sure the information was out there and to be available for the members for a live Q&A. And so, seeing that we have no more of those, I will hereby adjourn this Zoom session. The association and I really thank those members who attended today. This will be recorded and sent out to the membership. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me via email or phone, Chris at chrisbacker.com, 415-729-4139, or Romeo Arrieta, and we will make sure to get the answers for you. So on that note, thank you so much. I hope you all stay well and safe, and I hope to see you soon.